what's good, Commanders fans? I'm not gonna say big game on Sunday, but this definitely is all the games are important. But this is a game we just have to win this game. This is embarrassing if we lose this game. The first loss was embarrassing, but this one would be super embarrassing losing to Tommy DeVito, the guy who lives with his parents. No disrespect or anything like that. But he's talking about eating chicken cutlets and whatnot that his mom makes. So we have to beat the Giants. Honestly, I know we don't blow teams out, but this is a game where you got to dominate. You got to win by at least 10. It is what it is. You got to win by at least 10. All right, so I do want to address the rumors and reports. Albert Breer or Benjamin Albright has talked about it. Albert Breer has brought it up. Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky didn't mention the Commanders, but he did say that something's in the works with Bill Bellicheck. There's already been a team and a destination. Benjamin Albright, he tweeted out, because Ben Albright, remember, he was right about Eric Bieniemy, so you have to really pay attention to what he says. But he said, I heard that Washington ownership was interested in trading for him. Not sure about the Chargers. This is about Bill Belichick. Somebody said, Ben, any truth of the Bill Belichick to the Chargers rumors? And Ben Albright talked about the Commanders being interested. And Albert Breer on the Dan Patrick show as well, he brought it up too, talking about, I'm trying to find the quote here, but a lot of people, more than one or two people, have definitely brought up the Commander's name with Bill Belichick. Also, Albert Breer was talking about how Josh Harris has known Patriots president Jonathan Kraft for more than 30 years from their days at Harvard. So there certainly is a friendship there, and there is a connection. So where there's smoke, there's fire. So I just don't want Josh Harris to start off his tenure here, because the honeymoon era would be over. It would be done if he brings in Bill Belichick. I get it. Bill Belichick is a legend. He's a Hall of Fame coach, all that, multiple Super Bowl championships. But it's kind of like, what has he done without Tom Brady after Tom Brady is retired? You just haven't seen much. And Bill would want to be the GM. We just had a GM coach or a coach-led process. Why would we do the same thing? Another guy who is old and in that dinosaur fossil way of football, why would we bring another guy in doing the same thing? Now, Bill Belichick, of course, he's more of a legend or a better coach than Ron Rivera. But even at this point, Ron Rivera just beat Bill Belichick. That's how bad the Patriots have been. And Bill Belichick, he's made some weird moves even before the season started. Like, he cut Bailey Zapp. He cut up all the quarterbacks. The only quarterback they had on the roster was Mac Jones, to start after the 53-man roster. He's done some weird stuff. His drafts have not been great either. N'Keal Harry drafted Mac Jones, who basically has become a quarterback bust. His drafts haven't been good. They signed a bunch of free agents like Juju Smith-Schuster. Those guys haven't worked. Those guys haven't really worked out for the most part. So he's made a lot of questionable moves. They I want to say they traded for J.C. Jackson. That hasn't worked out. They just brought him back. He's barely played since the trade deadline. So they drafted Christian Gonzalez. He's injured, but that's probably their best draft pick. Tyquan Thornton hasn't worked out at all. So, I mean, over the past couple of years, he's had more misses. And then also think about his assistant coaches, the coaching staff he's going to bring here. Joe Judge is on that staff. I don't want Joe Judge anywhere near this team, even as a special teams coach or whatever. I don't want him anywhere near this team. Bill O'Brien, he won a couple games with the Texans, went to the playoffs, but I don't want him anywhere near this team. You saw how he destructed that team, traded DeAndre Hopkins. That team went downhill after that. So I don't even want the guys that are on Bill Belichick's staff to come to the Commanders. And Bill Belichick right now, he has an agenda. He wants to pass Don Shula in getting although he has 16 more wins to pass Don Shula as the most winning head coach. And I feel like his motive is to do that and not really see the best success for the team. I get the winning goes hand in hand. If he gets 16 wins or let's say he gets 10 wins next year and then 10 wins the year after, then he clearly passes Don Shula's record. But I feel like he's coming here for himself, really, not for the betterment of the team and the betterment of the organization. I think he's just chasing that record right now. Feels like LeBron James, where he keeps playing and playing and playing because he wants to play with his son when LeBron James' son finally gets to the NBA. It just kind of feels that kind of vibe. So, and it just feels like another guy where we get him at the end of his career, like Michael Jordan on the Wizards, Jason Taylor, the Skins at the time, Dan Snyder firing up the Jets, signing Jason Taylor, signing Deion Sanders at the end of his career, signing all these old guys and giving them a bunch of money. That's just what I don't want to see with this franchise. And I think we need a young, innovative coach. I don't want to retread. I want a guy that people really don't know about. Lions Ben Johnson, I think that's a great candidate. A lot of people have brought him up. The Texans offensive coordinator, he's doing a good job with C.J. Stroud. He's a good candidate. And you could possibly bring back Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy, I want to see more, but Sam Howell is playing well under Eric Bieniemy. The past couple weeks, he's played pretty well under the coaching and play calling of Eric Bieniemy. So that's my 2 cents with Bill, man. I really don't want Josh Harris just to bring him in because of the big name and the history and him having a relationship with John Kraft. I really don't want that to happen at all. I really don't want that to happen at all. That would be the worst case scenario for the Commanders, and I think I would be. I wouldn't be done with Josh Harris, but I would be very disappointed with Josh Harris after that for sure. So those are my thoughts on it. It would feel like a retread getting Michael Jordan at the end of his career with the Wizards. It would feel just like that. All right. So let's move on to the game here. Let's look at the injury report. So there's some pretty big news that came out. Now, Antonio Gibson, he's doubtful. Most likely he's going to be out. There's a quote that Ron Rivera talked about too. There's just so much I got to catch up on. I haven't been able to make a video till now this week because it was just a very busy week. But Antonio Gibson is doubtful with a toe injury. James Smith-Williams, defensive end, is out with a hamstring injury. Alex Arma is out with a hamstring injury as well. So they did sign Josh Pryor out of Bowie State. They signed him to the actual roster, so he's most likely going to play. You look at the full injury report. James Smith-Williams already said he's not going to play. Curtis Samuel limited. He's going to play. Ben St. Juste was a full participant. He's going to play. Tyler Larson did not participate. Veteran rest. I think he's going to play for sure. Don't want Nick Gates out there because he got dominated the last game. I know Leonard Williams is gone, but still. The Giants, they have a long list of injury. If I read their injury list, I'd be going on for like the next 10 minutes. Dory Jackson's on there, Evan Neal, Deontay Bates, Saquon Barkley's going to play. Jalen Hyatt with a concussion. We'll see if he plays or not. He cooked this last game. He's cooking Ben St. Juste. Azeez Ojulari, he's probably going to play. Bobby Okereke, Wan'Dale Robinson, limited, he's probably going to play. Kayvon Thibodeau is going to play. Andrew Thomas is going to play. Tommy DeVito's on the list. He's going to play. Deion Jackson is going to play. Xavier McKinney's going to play. So basically all their guys are going to play that's on the list for the most part. Antonio Gibson being out, that's not good news, but we should still beat them without him. I know they put a claim in for Michael Carter, the running back. They lost out on that claim, so that was telling right there. They feel like they need to bring in another running back. Derek Gore most likely will be promoted to the 53-man roster, and also Chris Rodriguez will be getting meaningful snaps out there too. So he's got to be ready to catch the football. Sometimes he's inconsistent, has hands like a snake, and drops the football. You just see it just fall out of his hands, and he's just dropping the football. All right, so he has to improve on that. All right, so let's get the keys to victory, or I'm going to give you guys my prize picks for this game. Make sure you guys check out Prize Picks. 100% deposit match up to $100 using my promo code REAL@Oliver. Use the link down below in the description. This one I'm going to go over 34.5 passing attempts for Sam Howell. He had 44 against Seattle, 45 passing attempts against the Patriots, 52 against the Philadelphia Eagles, 42 against the Giants. So the last 4 games, he's cleared 34.5 passing attempts. We know Eric Bieniemy loves to throw the football. He believes that an extension of the run game is short passes and quick passing game. So I think Sam Howell will clear 34.5 passing attempts again. And on the Giants side, I'm going to go over with Daniel Bellicheck at 14.5 receiving yards. The last 2 games, he's gone over 14.5 receiving yards. We don't cover tight ends well, and Tommy DeVito, he's a young quarterback, so he's going to throw the ball to the tight end. So Daniel Bellinger is gonna clear that, in my opinion. So, all right. Keys to victory. I'm keeping this short and sweet, man, because this should be a simple game plan. Like, we really don't have to, go crazy here and have like a crazy. All right. So the keys to victory are going to be short and sweet and simple here. We got to force a turnover. We got to catch interceptions. Tommy DeVito, he's going to throw it our way. He's going to throw a lollipop pass. He does have a strong arm. Look at the Cowboys game. He just threw one up in the air down the field, and it was just an easy catch. It was basically like a punt. Got to catch interceptions. We dropped way too many interceptions. Jerome Payne dropping the pick last week against the Seahawks. You got to catch interceptions, guys. He's going to give you chances. You got to take advantage of them. This is a game where you might get a pick 6. It really is. This is a game where we should force at least 2 or 3 turnovers. This is the game to do it. Obviously, we can't turn the ball over. We got to start fast. We can't give them any confidence. If we let them hang in the game, they might fool around because they're going to come in with confidence. Because guess what? Their last one was against guess who? Us. So they still have confidence. Even with Tommy DeVito, with Tyrod Taylor, it doesn't matter who it is. The Giants are going to play us tough and play us close. They're going to play us close. You got to consider double teaming Dexter Lawrence. He's a guy that dominated against us last game. So Tyler Larson, this is going to be a big game for him. Offensive protection, Tyler Larson calling out the protections. helping out your quarterback, getting everybody on the same page. So Tyler Lawrence is going to be huge because Nick Gates struggled last game with that. He got dominated. I would spread them out on offense so you can create mismatch. Terry against Deontay Banks. Deontay Banks has had a solid year, but Terry had 90 yards receiving last year. So spread these guys out so you can identify whether they're doing zone or man. Screen game, screen game, screen game. Wink Martindale loves the blitz. It looked like Eric Bieniemy got outcoached last time we played the Giants, dropping Sam back so much. No quick game, not a lot of quick slants. The screen game wasn't there. It was just dropping them back, dropping them back, dropping them back. We got to establish the run, too. I know we're not a running team, but at least establish the run. Rico Dowdle went crazy against the Giants. Every team the Giants play, like the Raiders, Josh Jacobs had a great game against the Giants. Everybody had a good game on the ground against the Giants, except for us. James Cook on the Bills, he had a good game against the Giants. The Giants are 24th in rushing yards allowed per game, and we couldn't even run the football against the Giants, which was really embarrassing. It really was. Get the ball out quickly against Wink Martindale's blitzes. I already talked about that. Max protect. Get the ball to Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. I need a bounce back game for him. He's got to get some targets. He's got to get some catches. We play well when he gets targets and catches, and he usually plays well against the Giants as well. Get him involved. Diami catch the football. Curtis catch the football. Everybody's got to catch the football. Logan Thomas included. I think Logan Thomas has had a solid year so far. But spread the wealth. But you get your guys involved. Get Terry involved early and often. Nobody on that side can check Terry McLaurin at all. That's it for the offensive side of the ball. Run the ball, B-Rob, get him involved, and the quick pass. Use him as a receiver, too. He did a good job last week catching the football and running after the catch. Defensively, it's simple. No explosive plays and slow down Saquon Barkley. I'm not going to say we're going to be able to stop Saquon Barkley, but they are very one-dimensional. Tommy DeVito's throwing the ball like 27 times. That's not a lot of pass attempts. They really want to run the football. And they know that's the only way that they're going to win it is by running the ball with Saquon Barkley. So they make them one-dimensional. Make Tommy DeVito throw the football. No explosive plays. We gave up a big play to Ramondre Stevenson. We gave up a big play to Kenneth Walker. Both weeks, back-to-back, we've given up big plays to running backs. We gave up a big pass to Saquon Barkley the last time we played him, too. Jalen Hyatt, limit him. No explosive plays to him. Ben St. Juice, you got to bounce back, man. You had a bad game last week. You got cooked. Holding penalties, face mask, getting cooked. I want to see him bounce back. Same thing with Forbes. No targeting, nothing like that. And this is the first time we've seen Forbes do something like that. That was just a ridiculous ejection. Jack Del Rio was upset about it, saying that somebody in New York sitting in air conditioning made the call to eject him. That was pretty funny from MAGA Jack. But Emmanuel Forbes has to be ready and ease up when he's hitting people. Manufacturer pressure on Tommy DeVito, John Allen, Deron Payne. They have to step up, man. There's a stat I found where they're not having the best year. A lot of people have given them a hard time. Like Nikki Zavala came up with an article, like where's the domination from the D line or the defensive tackles? It just hasn't been there as much this year. Last year, Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne ranked 9th and 12th in pass rush win rate of defensive tackle, respectively. This year, they ranked 26th and 42nd out of 52 guys. So they are not playing as good as they did last year. No big plays to Darius Slayton as well. He's a guy that cooks us usually too. So it's really simple, man. Slow down Saquon. It should be a fun game where we can kick our feet up, but of course I know it's not going to be that way. It's going to be closer than what it should be. The spread is 9.5. This is a game where we really should blow them out. And if we lose this game, Ron should be fired. He should just be fired. I'm trying to find the quote that definitely is rubbing people the wrong way or certainly rubbing me the wrong way a little bit. I understand what he's trying to say here, but, you know, I'm ready for the Ron Rivera to be over. Oh, this is from Ben Stanley. Today's press session when Ron Rivera included talk of his future here. He's confident with what's transpired. Ron said, "Shiggity, I've been through enough. The last 3 years have not been easy. It's been a lot. Is the culture better? And have we found a quarterback? That's all I control," end quote. So that's not all he controls. Clearly he controls timeouts. He doesn't do a good job of that. Clock management doesn't do a good job of that. 2-point conversions, it's just making on that. Doesn't do a good job of that. Throwing the challenge flag, that's something he can control. He doesn't do a good job of that. Also personnel, he controls that. Hasn't done a good job of signing players. A lot of Commanders and former Panthers hasn't done a good job of that. Knowing whether you can get eliminated from the playoffs or not against the Browns, he didn't know that. He had that in his control. So there's a lot more that he can control than just saying, is the culture better and have we found a quarterback? At this point, yes, he knows he's going to get fired at the end of the year, but that statement is not true, saying that's all he can control. You have a game on Sunday that you got to win for sure. So I get what he's saying about that, but at the same time, there's a lot of things I can bring up that he has control over that he has failed at for sure. So if he loses this game, he gets fired. I have us winning. I was thinking 23-10, something like that, 24-8. I'll stay with that. But if it is close, I still think we win. I'll say 19-16 or excuse me, 17-9. I can see 17-9, something like that. I can see, but we've been scoring more points. We've been moving the football more. So I'm going to say 23-10, 23-9, something like that. 24-9. They score 3 field goals. We get 3 touchdowns and a field goal. So let's go with 24-9. And we win a game like that. 24-9. This is a game that we win. All black jerseys. I don't think we won a game in the all black jerseys. We lost to the Cowboys last year in all black. We basically got blown out by the Bears in all black jerseys a few weeks ago, the game that I went to. So I am a little concerned about that. I am. But I got us winning 20. Let's go with 24-9. 24-9. B-Rob gets a touchdown. I'm going to go with Logan Thomas getting a touchdown. And let's go with Curtis Samuel getting a touchdown. Those are going to be the 3 touchdowns. Those are going to be the three guys that get touchdowns. All right, you guys. Hell, the Commanders. Peace. Have a good weekend.